So for week 1 of the module, What is Language? We're going to look at what is language. Sometimes teachers are perplexed by the challenges that some students have. One idea is that particularly students who speak a language other than English at home, maybe they don't have language. And teachers might say something like, well, they don't have English and they have no language. That's absurd. All children have language, no matter where they are in the world, no matter what language they're exposed to or languages. All children by the age of 4, even before they enter school, no matter where they are in the world or whatever language, they have a fully formed language by the age of 4. That doesn't mean that they can get up in front of Congress and give a speech or write a book, but they can form fully formed sentences, original ideas, express themselves, narrate what they want to tell you about, ask what they want to know about, and they do this all in a fully functioning language that they have learned at home from the people that are around them. It's when they get to school and they have to learn a language that isn't their home language, or they speak a variety of English, for example, that is deemed not standard, and they start to be judged as if they don't have language. No matter what the variety of language children have, it's not standard in their world. So the role of school is to standardize language, but it isn't to give children language. Children have languages. They get them from their homes, their families, and their communities. Language, like walking, is a human ability that develops naturally in all circumstances. Certainly, children who are born without limbs or legs can't walk, but they learn how to be mobile in other ways. That's just being human. So what does being a language mean? What makes a language a language? I remember many years ago now, I was teaching a multicultural class in Durango, and because it's in the western part of the state of Colorado, and near the Southern Ute Indian Reservation, I asked if any of the students had any contact with schooling on the reservation, and one did, and she invited an elder from the Southern Ute tribe to come and talk to the class. And so Annie Bettini, an elder from the tribe, came and talked about teaching the Southern Ute language in the high school. And she was talking about that, and one of the teachers in the class asked Annie Bettini if Southern Ute had any rules. And it gave me pause, and I thought, how could anyone think that a language doesn't have rules, that it's just random? So sometimes when we only know one language, we can have all kinds of assumptions about other languages, but in fact, all languages are the same. All languages can do the same that English can do, you can do in Spanish, you can do in Southern Ute, you can do in Greek, you can do in Turkish, you can do in Russian, you can do in any language. So language does things, and it goes by rules only to the extent that it guides how things are formed or said, but it's not set in stone by any means. So one of the things that we're going to explore in this week is a language that probably a lot of you are not familiar with, or a form of language, and that is signed language, the language used by the deaf community and deaf individuals. And I'm using this as an example because it's the story of sign language that was developed in Nicaragua by the deaf community in Nicaragua, because there was not a Spanish Nicaraguan sign language available for the deaf community, and how it developed naturally, because that is what languages do. They develop naturally because it's what humans do to express themselves and communicate. I also have examples of the Welsh language, which is spoken in Wales, and the Navajo language, which is spoken by Native American Navajos in the Southwest. They're all fully formed languages with rules and characteristics that human languages share. And they're also, those two languages, Navajo and Welsh, have enjoyed very strong revitalization efforts, because just as our environment thrives on diversity, so do our cultural and linguistic environments.